This podcast is brought to you by Discounts and Deals, Roanoke's premium deals membership. The membership that lets you support your local businesses, save money, and have fun. Check them out on Facebook at Discount Deals Roanoke, all one word. Like or follow the page to be the first to know when you can become a member this fall. Discounts and Deals are on the way.
As far as I'm concerned.
What's good, people? You are now listening to As Far As I'm Concerned. I'm your boy, Reese Ross, and today I'm flying solo. Ain't did it in a little while, but wanted to give y'all a little something. So, we're going to jump right into it. Basically, today is, I'm not really doing emails today. Today is more about suggestions of topics that I've got from people, people that know me in person, people on Facebook or whatever. Just a few suggestions. So we'll run through them, see what we can see, learn what we can learn, say what we can say, you know what I mean? Let's go on and get to the first one. And the reason that I picked these topics to go over is because all of them in one way or another pertains to either something I'm dealing with or something that I'm familiar with or something that somebody close to me is dealing with. So that's the reason I picked these, in case you decide to wonder why or whatever. The first suggestion is trust issues with people who do and don't deserve. Now, this is a topic that I understand pretty good. I'm going to say over the past year or so, I've developed a lot of trust issues with people. No one specific, but my level of trust that I allow for people that I interact with is way lower than it used to be. And mainly it's because, shit that's done happened to me, shit that I done dealt with, that I done been through, stuff that I watch go down with different people. And it just, like I said, made the level of trust I give people a little bit lower. So I understand trust issues with people. The other part of that, though, and the other problem with that is what ended up happening is I started having trust issues with people that didn't necessarily deserve me to have any kind of trust issues with them. And look, it's not on purpose. It's not even personal. It's just now I tend to look at everything with a skeptic eye versus just trusting what somebody says. And good or bad, that's where I'm at right now. A lot of things with trust issues is it can cause you to overlook some shit, but it also allows you to see shit a lot more clear. I've seen some things that I didn't realize before with people that I've known for a long time, or even people that I haven't known that long. Now I notice shit that I don't think I noticed before. So I'm a lot more skeptical when someone tells me something. In this case, seeing is believing. People tend to say things and then you call them out on it, and then all of a sudden they can't remember saying that, or that's not what they said. But look, let me make something real clear. Just because you don't remember saying something or you deny saying something, that doesn't mean that I don't remember. Like, your memory has nothing to do with mine. So saying that you don't remember saying that, or that's not what I said, or whatever, that doesn't really mean anything, because that doesn't change my memory of things. So I can understand trust issues. This is one of those things that I actually wish someone else was here to discuss this with, because I feel like on that issue, I'm kind of one-sided on it. At this point, it takes a lot for me to trust someone absolute. And I can literally count on one hand and still have fingers left over of people that I trust with absolution. And personally, I don't see it changing. That's just me. And look, if you think you're one of them people, the only reason you think that is because you probably did some shit that you're like, damn, I wonder if they know about that. And you know what? Let me make something else clear too. Just because I don't call you out on something or make a big deal about something or even mention something, don't let that give you a false sense of security and make you think that I don't know about it. The difference is now, rather than make a big deal about it, I just ease back and let you do your thing. Let you keep digging that hole a little bit further and further. But, that hole eventually gets you further and further away from me. That's all that is. Anyway, the people that I trust with 100% absolution, they know who they are, and there's a reason that I trust them. I'm also the type of person that I'll put a couple little tests out there just to see what'll happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so on some old school shit, I might tell you some shit that has nothing to do with nothing, just to see if it goes anywhere, to see if it comes back around to me that the same thing was said, and you were the only person I told that. You know what I'm saying? It might be something that simple, but anyway. If you ain't one of them people, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you are one of them people, I already know about it. But, what up? Go on about your business. We'll leave that there. I thought that was interesting. And some of these topics, I really might bring one or two people on and go over these topics again, just to hear different opinions, a little bit of debate, a little bit of argument, a little bit of laughter. You know what I'm saying? Kind of weird to sit here and make a joke and laugh by myself, even though I'm still do the shit. I don't really care. Some of these, I know a different perspective on them and make it a little bit more interesting. So the next topic is called learning to accept help. Friendship when it's being offered. Everything is not a setup. Now, this one I thought was kind of funny because I don't know if it's pride or what it is, but I am the type of person that I can be the lowest in my life and I will not ask for help. I can be doing the worst ever and you'll never see me reach my hand out for help because I believe in doing things myself. I believe in taking care of myself. So I don't see me ever asking for help, but if I do, number one, if I don't trust you in any kind of way, I'm sure as fuck not gonna ask for your help. But that's gonna be a rarity to see me ask for help. Now, the other thing is, what I thought was funny about this is learning to accept friendship when it's being offered. Everything's not a setup. So the reason that's funny to me is because, like, I've noticed over the past, let's say, 6 months or so, just, talking to different people or whatever, and I realize immediately, like, I'm saying, this person is making an effort to make conversation or whatever, which is cool. But the funny part is everything's not a setup. And now, like, I've got to the point now where it kind of does seem like, all right, why is this person being nice to me? Like, why is this person trying to conversate with me? And at some point in my head, I'm like, what are they trying to set me up for? So, but then I started thinking, okay, well, maybe people feel that same way about me. Like, I feel like actually now I'm a lot nicer to people than I was previously. But then I started wondering, like, are they looking at me like that? Like, why is he being nice to me? Am I getting set up for something? So I'll be the first one to say, and I probably need to work on it more than anybody else. It's probably not a setup. I'm real careful now about whose friendship I accept and how much energy I'll put into that friendship. And that's mainly because shit I've been through, shit I've seen, shit I've heard, things that have happened to me. That's what that is. But for everybody else, and like I said, myself included, sometimes you have to learn that some people genuinely are trying to help in whatever way they can. They might have some concern about something you're doing or the way you might be feeling or how you're dealing with something or whatever the case is. So everybody's not always trying to do something dirty to you. And like I said, I'm one of the main people that need to learn that at this point, because I personally I've developed some serious trust issues over the last, say, 2 years, where I don't really trust that many people. And now I've I've been told that I've created basically a barrier between myself and people. Not that I stay away from people or nothing like that, but just that I seem like I'm more distant than I was before. Again, probably true because some people I am. So I mean, whatever. You know what? Having said that, I did learn that there are people that don't know how to approach somebody when they are trying to offer their help or whatever the case. And again, I'm one of those people. I tend to go straight ahead when I'm trying to conversate with somebody. So I do know that there could be some issues with people that are not sure how to approach you. Um, I've also been told that I'm not as approachable as I used to be, and again, I won't deny it. There's good reason for it, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that everybody goes through things like that. But don't do as I do, do as I say. In other words, don't get in the mindset of thinking that everybody that tries to gain your friendship has an agenda behind it, and which I'm real good at doing that. Trying to stop. I'm trying, but don't always think like that because that's not always the case. Now, I'm not saying don't guard your shit. I'm just saying open it up a little bit more. Still keep guarded, but open up a little bit more because some of the people that's trying to gain your friendship are genuine about what they're trying to do. And the unfortunate part is the more guarded you are, the more you end up letting those people pass you by. And later on, you might realize those are the people you probably wanted in your life at whatever time it was that they presented themselves to you. So I'm dropping that gem on y'all. You won't get that off, and not that way anyway, but I'm dropping it on you like that. You know what I mean? So, so this next one is not, I wouldn't say this is one that I have a lot of experience in. I've been around a lot of people that experience this type of issue. I don't know that I really fit this particular thing, but I'll say whatever I think might be necessary for this particular thing. So this one says seasonal depression, how to deal with it. I know from a lot of people that I know that deal with this very thing, and for a long time I didn't really think or didn't really realize it was as real as it is. But some people, when certain holidays come around, even when certain times of the year, as far as weather, when it changes, it drags people down for multiple reasons. It could be, at this time they had a breakup, or they lost somebody close to them, or just a bad memory from that particular period of time sometime in the past. Yeah, like winter, I know that when it starts getting cold, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, people that I know really do start to suffer around those times of year for whatever the reason is that they're suffering from it. Some of these people I've known for a long time, and I'm sure some of y'all out there that might be going through the same thing, or definitely know people that go through it. But some people, like, it hit them hard. Like, just it's starting to be cold, the weather changing, but definitely the holidays. And the unfortunate part about that is a lot of times, I mean, some of them don't even realize that it's happening. Like, they start feeling down and stuff around a certain time, but never really put it together that it's just this particular time of year that I feel this way. But the unfortunate part is a lot of people don't talk to anybody about it, or feel like they're the only ones that's going through it, so they don't really mention it to anybody. I mean, some people just plain out don't have anybody to talk to. So, look, I will talk to anybody. Like, if I can help you, don't ask me for money or nothing. That is not what I mean. Please don't get that twisted, because I don't want to hurt your feelings. But if somebody needs to talk about something, they want honest opinions, and somebody to genuinely pay attention to what they're talking about. I'm if we cool, I'm here for you. It's that simple, and it don't really matter. Like, it don't matter how close we are. It doesn't matter, if we had an issue in the past. If anything, if I'm talking to you about something, or you put enough trust in me to talk to me about something serious with you, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. Now, be warned, you might not like what my opinion is, but what I won't do is tell you what you want to hear to make you feel better. That's not me. I won't do it, and I don't expect anybody to do it for me. Now, I will say with the depression thing, I don't know. I can't say for certain, or maybe I'm just not admitting it. I don't know. I can't say for sure that I've dealt with depression. Now, I know I've dealt with bouts of depression, meaning like one day I'd be like, damn, like I feel real fucked up, feel sad and shit for whatever, whatever's going on. But it it's never been like at a specific time of year or anything like that. So, like I said, you can definitely talk to me, but if it goes deeper than that, yeah, go ahead, talk to a professional, get that shit straightened out. Because at the end of the day, the only person that can help you fix you is you, and that's only when you want to do it. Another message, you won't get that from me often, but that's some real shit, and I know people are really going through that. So, your boy Reese trying to help you, as far as I'm concerned. The next one is, it says breakups aren't just for couples. Now, I'm not 100% sure what this person mean when they made this suggestion, so I'm gonna make it what I think it means because they ain't explain what they meant. So obviously, couples break up. Happens every day, happens all the time, happens to all of us. But when it says breakups aren't just for couples, what I take from that is like people that aren't actual couples, they haven't made it to the stage of being a couple yet, but something happens in the middle of it and then they stop being whatever it is that they are. I mean, technically, that's the same thing as a breakup. And even somebody that's just friends or whatever, if something happens in the middle of that to where you stop being whatever you were before that time, that's kind of the same thing. So you might have somebody you've been hanging out with for a couple years or something, and something happens between y'all, and all of a sudden y'all ain't cool like y'all used to be. That's a breakup, dog. It's the same thing. I don't really have too much to offer on that, other than when that happens, you have to look at what it is you're losing by that other person not being there anymore. I feel like you have to evaluate what purpose that person served in your life. Did they make it better? Was it always turmoil when they was around? Like, you got to figure out whether it's worth trying to repair that situation, or whether it went too far, or whether you want to rekindle it, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You have to decide whether it's worth bringing that person back into your life in some capacity close to what you were in before, if that makes any sense. It makes sense to me, and that's all that's important. Like I said, I don't know if that's what this person meant, but I absolutely agree that just the term breakup is definitely not just for people that are in a relationship as far as being a couple, because it definitely happens with friends. With friends, with co-workers, with family, it's all still a breakup. And the same logic applies to all of it. Determine and decide what value that person had in your life and how far you're willing to go to return that person into your life, or whether it's worth going through the trouble of doing so. So there you go. More messages for you, more knowledge for you. All right, this next one, I kind of feel like it was a shot at me, and I'll explain why. So this next one says new emotionless vibe. And the reason I say this one feels like a shot at me is because not too long ago, somebody made the comment to me that I seem a lot more emotionless now than I had previously. And at first, I'm like, fuck are you talking about? Like, I got emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I'm emotionless at all. But then after some time went by, like a couple days, for some reason I was still thinking about that shit. I'm like, why would they say I'm emotionless now? Like, I don't understand. So what I did was I asked like five different people that I'm cool with. I asked them that exact question. And I was like, yo, excuse me. I was like, yo, serious question, and I want a straightforward answer. And the question was simple: do you think I'm emotionless? And what the fuck? Four out of five of those people said yes, that I am. The fifth one, I'll just give them a half because their answer was not a definite yes. It was more like, yeah, kinda. And so now I'm thinking to myself like, how, like, why am I putting off the vibe that I'm more emotionless than I was before, which I don't think I am. But I think what it is that's making it seem that way is I just now I don't get excited about any and everything. I don't react the same way to certain things that I used to. I tend not to believe things until they happen. I'm not real big on people saying they're going to do something until they actually do it. So maybe that's what's giving off the emotionless vibe. I am not emotionless though. That's a lie. Don't listen to none of the people I know because that's a lie. I got plenty of emotions. I'm emotional. All right, so I was lying a little bit, but no, I just don't. I look at stuff a lot different now than I used to. So the way I react to certain things is probably a little bit different. Like I said, I don't get overly excited about things anymore because I start looking at, well, the last time I got excited about this thing, it didn't happen or it didn't go the way it was supposed to go or whatever. So, you know what? I'm not emotionless. Don't believe that shit. Anyway, on to the next one. This one says, getting back to dating. And then it says, I think I lost my flow. This is something that I kind of find funny. Not real familiar with it, but familiar with it. There's a lot of people that are coming out of relationships, going into dating, or still trying to date, or whatever the case. And look, on this, I don't have a lot to give you. Like, I'm not versed enough in the dating scene to give anybody advice on this particular subject. The part about where it says I lost my flow, I think that I'm guessing that means like as far as, I don't know, like hollering at somebody, showing somebody interested or whatever it is. Like, I ain't good at shit no more either, so I don't know what to tell you. I hope you weren't thinking that I was gonna have some magical insight on that was gonna help. I don't know what to tell you. For real, like I don't know what to tell you. I will say though, because I was bored, I went on a dating site, and I won't even say which one because the first thing that I noticed is I go on this dating site, and over the course of, let's say, a few days of fucking around on this site, I seen like 4 or 5 people that I actually know. And look, what I'm tripping off of, like, so I be reading these people's profiles, and it'll say like, I don't even want to use a name because I don't want to accidentally say somebody's name or something. So it'll say like, this girl is this age and she's tired of the bullshit. She tired of playing games. She don't want somebody that's that can't be truthful and all this shit, right? But then, so you read that shit, and they quoting Bible scriptures and all kinds of shit, and then you look at the pictures they got, right? All the pictures are filters, every last one of them. And then somehow, and I'm not even sure how it happens, or maybe it was just coincidence. But let's say there's 5 pictures, right? And you look at the pictures, and all of them is some kind of filter. Like, we know your skin ain't that smooth. Like, we know your eyes ain't that color, whatever. But then somehow, on a lot of them, you get to the last picture, and then you see the real person. And then with me, like, I see that, and then I'll think back to what they said about no games, want somebody to be truthful. And I'm like, damn, you lying like a motherfucker. Have you seen these pictures? You know good and well that ain't you. Anyway, I just thought that was funny because it's funny what people say they want versus what they do. And I think I covered that somewhere else. Like, you can't say that you don't want somebody playing games and stuff, but then on that same description for you, it says your relationship status is complicated. Like, stop it. Seriously, stop it. Like I said, I just thought that was funny because it's always the same ones that's saying all this stuff they don't want, but they be doing the same shit while they're saying they don't want that. And the other thing is, with the same ones that be saying, you know, I don't want this, I want this, I want that, and then you look at what they're supposed to be interested in. Yo, why are so many females on dating sites? Why are all y'all saying that y'all interested in hiking and shit? Now, I know some of y'all are. That's cool. Whatever, do what you do. But some of y'all, you need to stop. I don't know what it is. And there's a lot of, like, I seriously might do a whole episode on things that I find on dating websites just because a lot of it's real entertaining to me. But hiking seems to be one of the main things that are on. And hold on, before I go any further with that, the only reason I'm bringing that up is because, like I said, some of these profiles are people that I actually know, and these motherfuckers ain't hiking. Not that they couldn't or anything, but like I said, these are people that I know, and I know that's not what they're doing. But again, in the same breath, I don't want nobody's bullshit, and I don't want nobody's playing games and all that shit, but yet you put down that your favorite pastime is hiking. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't hiking no motherfucking where. Anyway, sorry, it's just something I think is funny. Now, like I said, I'm by myself. I get bored easy, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this whole thing. This was just a little something because I was bored, and I want to give y'all something to listen to, maybe something to think about. There actually might be some helpful information in there somewhere. Hopefully it is. But I do like the idea of these suggestions. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the emails and stuff, but I like these suggestions like this too, because like I said, most of them are a lot like these were, where it's literally a suggestion, no dialogue or anything, no questions or anything like that, just suggestions of stuff to talk about. And like I mentioned before, I might bring one or two people on at some point and go back over some of these, just to hear what other people think about them, because I think it would be interesting. So with that said, before I go, there's a couple people that I want to highlight or give shout outs to, just because either they did something that I liked or was impressed with or just got my attention, or they're doing something. And I'll say enough about these people so they know who they are, but you know, I ain't gonna say first and last names, whatever. So the first person is Miss Jonica. For a little while now, I've been noticing, or not noticing, for a little while now, I've been reading what to me is basically a series that she put together. I don't know why. I've never asked. I just happened to start reading them, happened to start enjoying them. But she a friend on Facebook, and she does this thing called Late Night Thoughts that like I said, happen to enjoy half of them. So what I'm about to do now is I'm going to read one, and I'm going to read one. So this one says, Late Night Thoughts. When someone tries to minimize you, look into their motives. Genuine people have nothing to hide, but people with hidden thoughts and agendas will always show you their cards. Stay woke. The reason I wanted to read that one is because that kind of falls in line with everything I just talked about. And it also falls in line with why I think my mindset is the way I am now versus the way I was before. And it's because I tend now to pay more attention to what people are doing versus what they're saying and what their actions are. You definitely find out a lot more about people like that. And without even asking, people will, quote unquote, show you their cards, and you don't even have to ask most of the time. Because most of the time, they don't even realize they're doing it. So anyway, Jonica, I'm giving you that shout out. I'm also extending an invitation for you to come on, as far as I'm concerned. Drop a couple more of these gems on the show. I think you'd be a fun one to go over some of these suggestions with, too. So, anyway, you know how to get in touch with me. Tell me when, we'll make it happen. All right, so the next person that I want to give a shout out to is June D and Shop Conte of Cool Breeze Media. Their secondary company is called It's a Rap. So that's where you should go to get, all those holiday gifts wrapped so you ain't got to do it. Birthday gifts, anniversary gifts, whatever. If you want to save yourself some time, had the shit wrapped up and looking nice, not looking like a 2-year-old did it with duct tape and newspaper, holler at them, get them to take care of you. So the next person I want to holler at is April from the Vixen clothing line. April was on here a while back. Had a great time talking to her. Still watching April kill it all the time with different things that she's doing. She keep pushing and doing things better and better. So April, you're another one that I'm extending my hand. I want you to come back on. Like I said, had a ball talking to you, so I definitely want you to come back on. Let us know what you've been doing since you were on, things that are coming up. And you're another one that I think some of these topics and some of the other ones I have be good people to discuss it. So you know how to get in touch with me. Let me know when you want to do it. We'll make it happen. The last mention I got is the lovely ladies at Electric Eye Tattoo. They're the ones that do all my artwork. Tori Melson is my tattoo artist. She does a phenomenal job. So y'all go see them ladies, Electric Eye Custom Tattoos. They do great work. I'm trying to get some of them to come on and kind of take us through the journey of, where they started to where they are now. So y'all make sure that if any of y'all go in there, y'all can find them on Facebook and stuff too. If any of y'all go in there, let them know that you heard about them through me. I appreciate shit like that, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it too. But anyway, I'm going to get out y'all's hair. It's about time for me to go do something else right now. So don't forget, I got the merch, got the t-shirts, got a hat, got hoodies. Just let me know what you want. Hit me up, afaicpod@gmail.com. This your boy Reese, and I'm going to holler at you next time. Peace.
As far as I'm concerned, this shit is over.